Hi, everyone. This is Billing and Fire Board of Appeals General Meeting, and thank you for being with us today. Have the roll call, please.
Chairman Kashishian,
Here.
Board Member Tatulian, Board Member Hanessian, Board Member Aharonian,
Yes.
Board Member Lee,
Yes.
report regarding posting of agenda. The agenda for this meeting has been posted on Tuesday, July 9th, 2019, on the bulletin board outside City Hall and on the city's website. Ready for item number 3?
Please.
Presentations and commendations. The first on the list is a recap of Building and Safety Month events. And Joseph will be talking about that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairman Kashishian, board members, and city staff. I'm Joseph Rodardi, Administrator for the Building and Safety Division, and it is my pleasure to provide you a summary update on our annual Building and Safety event. This year's theme of No Code, No Confidence was carried out in 2 events, a homeowner forum and our annual Building and Safety event, which was held on May 22nd. The goals were to provide an educational opportunity on importance of codes in our community, understanding the role of building and safety, and lastly, an opportunity for the community to interact with our city staff. As you can see from our video, the event was well received and was well attended, as over 300 individuals at different times throughout the day between 11:30 and 1:30 congregated there and mingled with our vendors. Additionally, those vendors numbered over 22, along with other city divisions, integrated waste, library, parks, rec, GWP. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our vendors and the city divisions for their participation for this event. But we'd like to have a special acknowledgement to our sponsor, Big Mama's and Papa's Pizza, and its CEO, Ararat Agakanian, for their continued support and philanthropic efforts in the community and their community involvement. While the success of this event could not have happened without the collective efforts of all the department employees, we did want to personally acknowledge a special group of individuals that truly stood out in making it a success. And those would be the committee members that put the event on. These members put in long hours marketing the event, conducting community outreach, handling vendor recruitment, and ultimately the event itself. So I would like to ask the following committee members to please stand. Celine Sarkislu, Mari Mansourian, Lynn Nagel, Sandra Rodriguez, Celeste Wilson, Juan Diaz, Charles couldn't be here, and Ray here? Ray Villanueva, and Colin Lang. I just want to thank these individuals for their hard work, their leadership, their flexibility, creativity, and ultimately the support. They truly embody what we wish to have in city employees, and they represented the city and did an amazing job with this event. So just a round of applause for them. The piece de resistance is that for the second consecutive year, the Building and Safety Division has partnered with the local basin chapter of the ICC to provide scholarship opportunities. There were 2 scholarships that were offered this year. They're offered to graduating seniors, high school seniors, first, second, and third year at 2-year or 4-year institutions. Applicants were required to submit a 1,000-word essay on the presence of regulated building codes and their corresponding effects on the level of confidence within our community. If I could have Christine Billings and R.B. Codaverdian come up, they would stand. Please join me right over here. Christine Billings, to my right, is a 3.0 student studying construction technology at Pasadena City College with aspirations of becoming a full-time inspector. She is a new addition to the building and safety staff and is currently honing her craft working with the inspection staff. RB currently attends Glendale Community College and has achieved a 3.65 GPA. Arby plans to transfer to university in 2021 and continue his pursuit of his current major of mechanical engineering. Arby also works in building and safety and is a valuable contributor to the inspection section as well. It is our pleasure as building and safety to announce the two winners of 2019 scholarships awarded to Christine Billings and Arby Codeverdian. Congratulations.
Well done, guys.
And I know you just didn't want to shake my hand, so here's this.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next on the list is the 2020 Building Code Process Timeline.
As you know, Chairman, honorable board members, this is the time that the state of California has published their triennial code, the 2019 California Building Code, and that means we're on the process to adopt the 2020 Glendale Building Code. During that timeline, it starts now, and it will be completed by a city council action November 19th. That's our tentative schedule. We will be presenting our proposed amendments to this board. Basically, we have it scheduled for twice in September and October. We may adjust the dates slightly to make sure you have enough time to review them and give any comments and have those comments incorporated. But right now, we're on. We just started the process. We had a kicked off meeting yesterday, and we will be processing the new code for adoption come January. So if anyone's interested in the current city amendments or any proposed amendments, let us know. And that's all for the update on the code adoption. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Bear, thank you. But are you anticipating any code changes at all, or it's pretty much keeping the code as is?
We're proposing that we will have similar amendments. Again, they're being reviewed by the LA Basin chapter also, and we're trying to be more consistent. We may remove two of the amendments that we did have. One of the amendments we had required that when you change out your windows, you comply with emergency egress requirements. We're looking at removing our amendment that made that happen to make it easier to facilitate installing energy-efficient windows. So that's one that we're looking at removing. We're also in discussions with fire and others to see whether or not our amendment regarding the use of a fire sprinkler installation to amend both height and area as opposed to one or the other. We're looking at that to see if we can be more consistent with what the state has right now. But outside of that, most of them there has been no unique circumstances that would cause us to try to propose a greater amendment than what we've had in the past.
How about an amendment to allow the fire sprinklers to be substituted for 1 hour construction that we used to have?
The discussion when that was adopted into the IBC was that it was so rarely used that it wasn't worth having in the code. Through the modification process, if that occurs, we know from historical background that it was an approved use and would use that to justify any specific exception on existing buildings. But most people have not utilized that section on a new building in construction since I've been here for the last 20 years. It only comes up when there's some kind of existing building alteration.
That's okay. Thank you. Any questions?
Everything is clear.
Okay. Go on, please.
Next item on the list is Fire Protection Bureau updates.
Hi, Jeff Ragusa, Fire Marshal, Glendale. We do have a first ever fire prevention booth for this coming up cruise night, where we're going to have a little information booth on there. One of our inspectors Gabe Reza took the lead on that. So if you guys are around at cruise night, come by the booth, check out what we have there. The other thing, changes for fire prevention is we did hire a inspector. It was a recruitment effort that we put forward, and we actually just secured for an open spot that we've had open for about 9-10 months, a young lady by the name of Jennifer Fieta, who came from Verdugo, who actually has a lot of experience with the city. She had been volunteering for over 2 years between our department and another neighboring department in prevention, trying to get her experience level up, and she started it about a month ago now. Those are the only updates for fire prevention.
Great. Thank you. And the next item?
Next on the list is building and safety updates.
Yes, I'm actually very pleased. We had 2 recruitments recently, one for a building code specialist 3 and one for a senior building inspector. They were internal candidates, and we had an excellent turnout. In fact, Eric was on our board and helped us select. Based on those lists, I'm pleased to announce that we've promoted Mr. Tony Escandari to Building Code Specialist 3. And we have 2 new senior inspectors, Nino Abejo and Michael Oler. And so they will be taking, actually the senior inspectors will become effective next week. I believe Tony was last week. That will open up other opportunities, and we'll be going forward with recruitments for Building Code Specialist 2 positions and Inspector 2 positions. So we're having some movement, and basically we have excellent staff. I think Mr. Kashishian would say we had a great talent pool here that we interviewed, and we're just lucky to have everyone and be able to give them opportunities to stay here. Another nice item that's happening is we are partnering with the Glendale Unified School District. They will be offering a course this coming school year in advanced construction, and as part of that, they're also going to become an ICC chapter or recognized group, following through on their training things so that we can teach code, building codes, and inspection techniques to these young individuals. We will be helping instruct that class by providing inspectors or engineers to go help teach the different sections to it. And our hope is that sometime during that school year, we will find young students that are interested and possibly bring them on board here as hourlies so they could get more experience and bring them into our profession. As you know, the workforce is aging in building and safety. In fact, the senior inspector promotions were to account for future changes in our principal inspectors, trying to get young people involved in this, and if we can grow our own inspectors through cooperation with the school district or any other organization, we're trying every mechanism we can to expand the building and safety profession. Last thing, I'd just like to remind everybody about earthquake safety and earthquake preparedness. We had a recent incident out in Ridgecrest that kind of woke us up. It was a large earthquake, but it was a long way from Glendale. So the shaking that we felt is nothing like what we would feel when it's closer. So I encourage people, if they have raised foundations, to apply to the Bolt and Brace program, which Glendale is a part of, and they can receive grants to help retrofit their buildings. Also, put together your emergency packs. Come in and talk to us in building safety about anything else you may need. But keep in mind, this was just a warning sign, not the big one yet. But so please prepare yourself. And that's it from building and safety.
Any questions, comments?
Everything is clear.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for that report, Mr. Bear.
Ready for item number 4?
Yes, please.
Item number 4, approval of minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
I second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Ready for roll call?
Yes.
Chairman Kashishian,
Yes.
Board Member Tatulian, Board Member Hanessian, Board Member Aharonian,
Yes.
Board Member Lee.
Yes.
Ready for item number 5?
Please.
Oral communications.
Do we have an oral communication today?
We have none today.
Okay, thank you. So we can move on to the next item, please.
Item number 6, old business. We have none today.
Okay.
Item number 7, new business. We have none today. For item number 8, the reports.
It's the monthly activity report, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just the building activity report is attached to your items. Pretty much, we're on pace. We're collecting the anticipated revenues. Our budget this year, we were right on what was budgeted. So nothing, there's no fireworks on the report.
Well, this is great. Jan, going back to the recruiting that we did just a while ago for the code specialist, and were those new positions created, or they were just filling in vacant positions? Or are we hiring more people in other words?
We are, actually, those were promotional opportunities.
Right.
So they were upgrades of existing positions as opposed to creating new positions. We have one vacancy as a building code specialist 2 due to a staff member leaving that we need to fill, and so it'll be an addition to the current staffing. The other ones were promotional. We're still looking to see what levels we're going to have. We're watching the construction levels to see whether we're currently supplementing with hourly employees and contract employees, so whether the demand justifies additional staff or this is part of the normal attrition, we're still waiting to see.
Okay. Thank you.
May I?
Please.
Mr. Bear, you mentioned something about earthquake and safety measures right through the city. Whoever have the problem should come and see the department. What we should say, tell them.
If they have questions about various methods to improve their building, or basically the method to do it, which is to contact engineers and contractors to see if their building is at risk, or what items they should have in their preparedness kit, we have that information in building and safety.
How about the funding that the state allocated to City of Glendale?
Which funding?
The funding that
The Bolt and Brace program. Yes, that is run by the California Earthquake Authority, or a specialty offshoot from that. They, having Glendale selected to be on their list, when people go through and retrofit their raised foundation buildings to meet minimum standards, that they have standards set forth, then the homeowners here can qualify for a $3,000 grant to help them pay for that work. So they have money available, but our property owners have to go through the application process with them and the permit process to verify that the work was appropriate for retrofit standards.
it should be done through the city first?
Those are for single-family homes. So it's, every year there's a competitive, they have a fixed amount of money statewide that they will spend. Every year it starts new, but every year Glendale residents have an opportunity to qualify for those $3,000 grants.
Thank you.
Just wanted to add, I was able to attend our special event for building safety, and it was very enjoyable. A lot of information was given out, and to all the staff that put it together, very, very good job.
Thank you.
Ready for item number 9?
Yes, please.
Item number 9, adjournment.
I move to adjourn it.
I second the motion.
Okay, the meeting is so adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.